What's up, guys? It's Astrid Field here. Today I wanted to talk a lot about Peeta Malark in the book compared to the movie. And before anybody starts getting really mad, no, this is not going to be a Gale versus Peeta kind of thing. It's just that Peeta Malark is like my favorite character ever, and I want to talk about him in the books compared to him in the movies. So, first of all, let's talk about him in the Hunger Games, starting off. So, I think that the movies completely changed his character a lot. Like, yes, he did not look the same appearance-wise, but they also changed him emotionally a lot. And here's the thing. I personally think of Peeta to be, like, a perfect person, So, obviously, no one's going to be exactly that. And it's just really hard for me to pick a good enough person to play a character like that. And I don't have anything against Josh Hutcherson at all. I just didn't really like him as Peeta because in the movie, like, after they started off, like, just starting off, like, he just seemed a lot more intruding. Like, the second that they got on the train, he started asking Katniss a million questions, while in the book, he was just being very calm with her, kind of like accepting that she doesn't really want to talk, obviously. And he is very emotional. So, yeah, he was like crying a lot, like when he got reaped, as any normal person would. Which he was crying in the movie. So, I mean, they did include that. But then they also, like, there will be some moments when I'm watching this with my siblings, and I'll be like, that is a Josh moment, not a Peeta moment. And again, not trying to jump back on Josh Hutcherson here. I don't have anything against him. But, like, when they're on the train, he doesn't even, like, Haymitch kind of had a moment. This is happening in the book. Haymitch kind of had a moment, like, on the reaping stage where he hurled and stuff. And when they were on the train, because he's nice and he knew Katniss probably would not want to, Peeta bathed Haymitch and cleaned him up and stuff. And he was, like, also drunk, so Haymitch had no idea what was going on. And Haymitch is like in the movie, Peeta just is super headstrong and is already asking Haymitch all these questions, and then Haymitch, like, throws his foot at him. But that didn't happen in the book. Like, in the book, they were just minding their own business, and then Peeta went and cleaned Haymitch up, and Haymitch liked Peeta from the start, because Peeta is just this likable, respectable king and everything. So I think that they definitely made him a lot more harsh in a way in the movie. And also with the bread scene, I don't like how they just kept Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson for it, because that actually happened to them when they were 11 years old. So I wish that they kind of got, like, different actors to play him as, like, kids and stuff. And that is also just a very quick scene. So we don't see a lot of it. And they make Peeta look very weak in the movies, and then people just often forget, like, he's this 16-year-old boy who is very kind and emotional, yes, but he's also extremely strong. I mean, like, in the books, Katniss literally described him as, like, this person with a stocky build. He's really strong, and he throws, like, 100-pound sacks of flour, like, over his back every day, and he was only second to his brother in wrestling. But other than that, he was always, like, the champion. And, I mean, like, actually in the games, too, Peeta, like, he joined the careers, yes, to protect Katniss, but he was able to get him because he was strong. He was just very, very gentle, so he didn't want to hurt a fly. And there is nothing wrong with that at all. So I really don't like how the movies portray him as someone who's weak when he is absolutely not weak in the slightest. And sensitivity is not a weakness, but they make him seem vulnerable and kind of selfish too, more in Catching Fire in the movie. And speaking of what happens in Catching Fire, let's talk about it. But before I go on too far, I do want to say that it just really frustrated me how Josh Hutcherson didn't wear blue contacts because Peeta has blue eyes, Like, I think that one of the biggest reasons why he looked the way he did in the book was because, like, you know, it's supposed to symbolize his purity of self. And I know that Hutcherson started to wear contacts in the beginning, but then stopped because it was uncomfortable. And I really, 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 I can talk about this forever. I hated how much the fact that they just left out Peeta's prosthetic leg in the movie. And that's one thing that I tell everybody who's only seen the movies and never the books. They left out Peeta's prosthetic leg. Guys, Peeta lost his leg. Like, he has a prosthetic, and he lost it at the end of the Hunger Games and got it. He's got his leg amputated now. He's got a prosthetic, and it really affects a lot of different parts about Catching Fire because it kind of makes him look extremely selfish and Mags' sacrifice worthless, because this is what's working out, right? Everybody has to try to protect Peeta, the people who know about the plan, because they know it's the only way to get Katniss to agree to be the Mockingjay was to help protect Peeta. And the only reason that Peeta needed that much protection in the first place, because, guys, remember, he's really strong. The only reason he needed all this protection was because he wasn't fast enough with his prosthetic. And also, when you get more into the arena and Catching Fire, he got his heart exploded. So, yeah, bro is not going to be the strongest. And it really annoys me when people think that he's worthless because of it. Because he's not worthless, guys. Like, he's a 17-year-old boy with a prosthetic leg who just got his heart exploded. He's not going to be Superman, But why I think it makes Mags' sacrifice look kind of worthless is because they're running through the arena, right? And Finnick and Katniss are trying to carry both Peeta and Mags because Peeta can barely walk. He just got his heart exploded and he's got his prosthetic. He can barely move. And Mags realizes that she's not going to be able to go on much further, and they need to keep Peeta alive. So she self-sacrifices, and they continue on carrying Peeta. But in the movie, they just have Peeta all running ahead while Katniss and Finnick are trying to stay behind and help Mags. So it makes Peeta look like he's selfish and not trying to help. And he obviously looks really strong in the movies, so it is very selfish in a way, and it really bothers me. But also, towards the end, when Katniss is about to blow out the arena, in the book, Beetie's like, no, Peeta, you can't go with Joanna and Katniss because you need to stay here and protect me. And that's what happened in the movies. But in the books, he can't go with Joanna and Katniss because he can't move. Okay, lastly, a few other things that bothered me was just, like, the hijacking did go down differently in the movie. But I don't really like to talk about the hijacking that much. So just, like, finishing it off, they changed the epilogue of Mockingjay, just changed the appearances of Katniss and Peeta's kids, which did bother me. And they made Peeta seem a lot more just sad and depressed in the movies than he actually was. But anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.